Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Real Madrid against Juventus. I'm not gonna say that the competition starts here because I think that's very disrespectful to the opponents in the group stage. But the real big test probably starts right here today against Juventus. Maybe not today, but right here against Juventus. Um, Obviously we know Juventus, the name itself in the footballing world is big. Um, and I reckon that we were always going to be stitched up no matter how we did, who we got, because it was always going to be either Manchester City or Juventus. And we got Juventus. Um, is that a good thing? Um, to be honest, personally, I do believe that either ways you have to beat the best to be the best. So, but I do believe that it's a good thing in terms of just because we are in this new era, settling in, to not play a Man City immediately, who are somewhat finding their form again. So, I suppose it's a good thing. Um, and it gives us a little bit of time to work with what we've got, right? And to see improvements, which we definitely will, and just continue this good form that we are on. The vibes I think are very good. The feeling I think around the squad in general should be very good. You know, and I think there will be this sort of hunger to go out there to win. Um, let's talk about Juventus. Because I think it's quite interesting how their Club World Cup has been. They finished second, obviously, in Group G. They won two games against Al Ain and Wydad AC, but they lost heavily 5-2 to Manchester City. Now, let's break that down. I don't know the quality of Al Ain, neither Wydad, so I'm not really going to talk about those two games that they won 5-0 and 4-1 respectively. But the game they lost 5-2. Now, I think there are goals in this team. First of all, I think they have got some very good players. I think Vlahovic is a good player. I think Kenan Yildiz is a bright talent. But they have got goals in the team. I think a clean sheet against Juventus is going to be, I wouldn't say tough, but I wouldn't be surprised if we conceded at least a goal in this game. I mean, Man City conceded two, right? Um, there will be goals from them, but overall, defensively, I think they are quite weak. So that is a place for exploitation. I do believe that it's a team that you can beat. I mean, Man City put five past them, so I'm not expecting us to put five. I think as long as we win, I'm happy, right? But I look at this um, game against Man City, having watched it. It was the most exciting game of this group, and uh, yeah, I think Juve were just a letdown in this game specifically, but secretly deep down, kind of happy that they didn't win because we placed we're gonna play them, right. Um, yeah, not a lot to talk about for Juve again. Let's just look at the players. Like I said, Vlahovic, Yildiz, Consensao, Thuram in the midfield, Koop Miners, um, Bremer. Is he injured? Because their defense was terrible. I think that Kalulu, I think that Savorna, and then that one other random guy, sorry, in there, and then that Di Gregorio in goal. Their midfield was quite strong. I think they had, yeah, Koop Miners. I'm not sure if Thuram is there. McKennie, I think, was there. And then the attack was Vlahovic, Yurdiz. I'm not sure if Consensao is there. still. But if they are, then they have a very good attack, decent midfield, but a weaker defense. Unless Bremer is there, and you know, is Bremer there? Um, I genuinely don't know. He has an ACL, doesn't he? Okay, so I don't think he's there. I think he's still. Wait, is he? Is he there? I don't know. Okay. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's gonna play, if he's gonna be involved. Anyways, but yeah, for me personally, I think this is a relatively favorable draw. It's not gonna be easy. I don't think any games are easy, but it is certainly a winnable game for me, in my opinion. I don't think Juventus are as good as they were. Not even just like 7, 8 years ago. I mean, even 3 to 4 years ago, right? Um, and just in general, I do believe that Juventus are a winnable fixture and a winnable game. So, for me, to keep it sweet and simple, I don't think we need to talk too much about Juventus and just this game in general, because I do believe that um, it is a very straightforward game. Real Madrid Juve, we've seen it many times in the past. For me, moving into the starting 11, I think that we will go with the system that Xabi Alonso implemented against Salzburg, which worked, which was probably the best game so far for Xabi Alonso. That was putting Tchouaméni as that sweeper in between a CDM and centre back sort of role, but more like a centre back, but also a ball carrier, uh, and just to do that hybrid role, which allows the fullbacks to bomb on forward to become wingbacks, and we have a more stable backline. Instead of a back two, we become a back three. That I think is the plan. And then you have two midfielders around him. In fact, technically three, because I don't think Jude Bellingham will be. I think he will be alongside Vini and Mbappe. In terms of, he will push slightly forward. Of course, he will try to get involved in the attacks. But to start with, I think it will be Arda Güler, Bellingham, Valverde as the base three, and then the front two of Vini Jr. and Mbappe. This reminds me of what we did in the 2023-2024 season in terms of Bellingham as the attacking mid, Vini and Rodrigo up front, but this time it's Mbappe. And it will be interesting to see how Mbappe complements Vini Jr. and how they two form that front two, right? It's going to be key. It's going to be key because Vini's best game is to be able to drift into center areas. Mbappe's best game has been out on the left, but last season, even as a striker, he scored goals. So for me, I'm cool with them being a front two. They are probably two of the best players in the world on their day. That front two should be scary for anyone. But first, you have to get them to complement and work well with each other, right? And then you've got Bellingham in behind. You've got Arda Güler and Valverde, Tchouaméni as, the more sort of defensive centre back now, with the two wing backs helping out in the attack. It should be a very, very well organized and more balanced team than we have seen before. In terms of leaving the defense not so exposed as we have seen. So for me, Courtois, Fran Garcia, Huijsen, Rudiger, Tchouaméni, and Trent, I've been very impressed with this back five. But now that we have gone with a system where we have got the back three, the two wing backs can push forward, joining the attack. Great. The midfield, Arda Güler, Valverde, Bellingham. Bellingham can join in the attack. Fede Valverde does make those runs into the box now, which is why we're seeing him score so many more so-called normal goals. And Arda Güler can get involved as well. And then it's the front line of Vini and Mbappe. It has been Vini and Gonzalo Garcia. Now, I don't know actually if Mbappe is fully fit, but if he is, he will start, I think, next to Vini. If it isn't, okay, we'll stay with Gonzalo Garcia, who has been really shining, really impressive. That's cool. That's fine too. So for me, I think this is how we'll line up. Obviously, subject to changes. Mbappe, is he fit? We don't know. But if he is, I think he starts. If he isn't, it's Gonzalo Garcia, which is totally fine. Score predictions. Like I said, I expect this to be a very sort of. I'm gonna go with not your typical predictions. I'm gonna go with Real Madrid 4, Juventus 2. I think a mini version, a mini replicate of what Manchester City did to them. Mini version. But I think there will be goals in this game. I can fully see that. I think if we get Vinny Jr. and Gonzalo Garcia slash Mbappe firing up, we get Bellingham joining in, Valverde joining in. We have a stable, more structured defense. We get the wingbacks joining in with good passes on the ground, not crossing FC on the ground. I think we can see this team really cook. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.